Okay, so if there was like a prologue to my story, it would contain two things. The first thing that it would contain is the information that people primarily know me as a stand-up comic, but I'm also a nurse, and I spent several years living in Haiti, working at a school for kids with disabilities in the late 80s, very long time ago. So I had a real personal connection to the Haitian earthquake. And the second thing you need to know is a little bit of, because there's some audience participation. So I want to teach you a phrase in Creole. Are you guys ready for that? Sure. All right, okay. All right, it's a three-word phrase. The first word is l'espoir. Can you say that? L'espoir. Oh, wow, very good. That's very good, this audience participation. Wow. Okay, and the second word's even easier. It's fait. Fait. All right. And the third word, also very easy, vive. Vive. Okay, so all together, l'espoir fait vive. Okay, and that means hope makes life, which I thought people were saying sarcastically after the earthquake, but they actually were not. They were serious. So when I do this, you say, l'espoir fait vive. All right, very good. Say it maybe a little, let's try it a little bit faster. L'espoir fait vive. And louder also as well, that's very important. All right, so I'm going to tell my particular epidemic story. I'm also going to use kind of a framing mechanism of one of the perhaps most prolific epidemics, if an epidemic can be real prolific, of our day, which is Facebook status updates. So, all right. January 12th, 2010, Facebook status update. What the fuck? Was there an earthquake in Haiti? What the fuck? How the fuck does Haiti need a fucking earthquake? What the fuck? Has anybody heard what's going on? Facebook status update, January 13th. Why isn't anybody talking about this? What the fuck? What the fuck's going on? The only good thing is this guy on Twitter. What the fuck? So there was this guy on Twitter, right? The first things that were coming out were Twitter status updates. This guy named Karel Padre, and he was tweeting stuff like, okay, there's some supplies at this hospital if you can just go there. And there's some nuns trapped under the rubble at the corner of Delma 31 and Delma. This is how Twitter was being used. And within 48 hours of the earthquake, he was using as a hashtag, Swap Baby. January 14th. Oh my God, I can't Facebook status update. I can't believe how fucking racist this coverage of the earthquake is. Why can they only show white people rescuing people? Okay, first of all, at least 300,000 people they estimated were injured after the earthquake, right? That was people who were just injured. Never mind the deaths, which they still don't know the number of that. Yet, you know how many total professional rescues there were? Professional meaning done by white people? 104. There was 104 professional rescues, right? Even if you figure only half of the people who were injured were like trapped in some way, that's a huge number, which a nerd could probably figure out for me, somebody more nerdy than me, of folks who were rescued like by their friends, by their neighbors. But there were no pictures of that because black people rescuing each other just doesn't make good copy. Facebook status update. January 19th. Okay, I have been on 5,000 conference calls and I've made a bunch of phone calls and I've even sent emails and everything, and nobody wants a Creole speaking nurse? Really? Isn't anybody organized? There's a response to that status update. My friend John, who said, John I knew when I worked in Haiti in 1988, he's still there, nurse practitioner, and he said, Kelli, just come. I'll find some way. I'll find some place to plug you in. Just come. Facebook status update. Hey, does anyone know how to get to Haiti? There's no airlines running. John replied, Kelli, just come through the Dominican. That's fine. I replied to him, okay, I'm on my way. This is just a little tip. If you have a girlfriend, you might want to tell her before that you're going to a large disaster area before she reads about it on Facebook. January 19th, Facebook status update. I love you, honey. Please don't be mad. Facebook status update January 27th. I'm on my way. I've bought my ticket to Santo Domingo. I don't know how I'm going to get it to Haiti from there, but I'm sure I'll figure it out somehow. Facebook status update, February 1st, 2010. Well, I'm in the Santo Domingo airport. I don't speak Spanish. This is harder than I thought. Facebook status update, February 1st, 2010, 10 a.m. Hey, I found some other folks. There's a bunch of Haitian American college kids. We're going to try and make it to the border. Facebook status update, February 1st, noon. Hey, John, I can't seem to use my phone as an actual phone, and I can't seem to send a Facebook message to you, so I hope you're reading my wall. Come pick me up at the Cree bus station. I don't really know where that is. Facebook status update, February 2nd. Hey, John found me. It's awesome. And all he has to do is find me a place to work. Facebook status update, February 2nd, February 3rd, 2010. We've gone everywhere. We went to visit St. Vincent's School. I can't believe it. St. Vincent's was the school that I worked at in 1987 or 1988. It's a school for kids with orthopedic disabilities. When I went there, it's downtown. I walked past. If I hadn't asked somebody, I wouldn't have even known that that was the school. I asked somebody, did all the kids get out? They said, what do you think? And then as he was walking away, he said, "Wa fait vivre." I was starting to hate those words. Facebook status update, February 4th. I am working at Heartline Field Hospital. Now, calling Heartline a field hospital was overstating it just a bit. It was actually just a children's home that somebody had said, wow, there's a lot of injured people around here. I think this is a hospital now. So there was two parts of it. There was two parts of Heartline Field Hospital. The first thing that there was outpatient treatment. The outpatient treatment was basically doing dressing changes for people that needed it, some kind of fracture care. And there were basically two words that we used a lot. The first one was crasé, which I think I heard it like once the entire time I was in Haiti, the first, living there. And it means like fall down and crush. And that's what everyone described. The house was crasé. Second word, ketamine. Ketamine was what we were using and as an anesthetic because it has the advantage of not only not requiring intubation, the person completely forgets everything from about the 24 hours preceding to the 24 hours after the treatment. I was actually wishing for some ketamine myself. The second part of Heartline Field Hospital was going out on the truck. Now, I actually got on the job going out in the truck because I was the loudest, most obnoxious person, and a big part of going out in the truck was crowd control. You know, that you'd be, like there'd be some point where you're just standing, and yelling, oh, I'm sorry, we can't take, oh, yeah, I know that baby has, I'm sure the baby has, oh, the baby had diarrhea all over me. Okay, I believe your baby has diarrhea. We can take care of your baby. Or, no, we can't treat gunshot. I guess, we can treat gunshot wounds. We can do that. And the other words that I learned to hate when I was on the truck was "li fait mal," which is it makes bad, literally, but it's a way of saying it hurts. And I thought, I never want to hear that fucking word again. And the only thing really worse, Facebook status update, February 15th, 2 p.m. The only thing worse than being in Haiti in the middle of a natural disaster is being in Haiti in the middle of a natural disaster with celebrities. These fucking NFL players, I'm sure I was supposed to know who the hell they were, right? But we're going out in the truck, already too many white people. The ratio of white people to non-white people was much too great as far as I was concerned. But then I had to take these, it's hard enough if you're a chubby little boy dyke, where as you walk by, everyone's like, feel garçon, feel garçon, feel garçon. Girl or boy, girl or boy, girl or boy. We can't tell. But just try and hide, in some tent city with two huge NFL players with you, right? And it's not like NFL players are used to just kind of tiptoeing around and not taking up any room. I said, I'm not taking these guys back out again. Apparently, they gave the clinic a lot of money. Facebook status update, February 15th, 4 p.m. I took the football players out again. But you know what? There was this guy who was septic, and we would have never been able to carry him back, but the football players totally came in handy. And you know what they learned how to say? But they were from Oklahoma, so they said it, l'espoir fait vivre. There's one more part of working at Heartland Field Hospital. It was the inpatient. And that was for folks who were just way too hurt to go home. Facebook status update, February 18th, 5:30 a.m. Why did I just see one tragically injured child poke another tragically injured child? I went out and there's these two kids, right? Two kids, about 11 or 12 years old. One kid had both his legs crushed in the earthquake, and he was a double amputee. The other kid had extensive burns, and he had a whole bunch of skin grafts. And so the kid who had the amputations was reaching across the bed and going beep, beep in the other kid's skin graft sites. And his excuse was, well, he could poke me in my dressings too. Still kids. So I went back out to him and I was like, you know, Benji, if you would just look, because one of the kids, actually, the double amputee had made a little puppet on the end of his leg and, was like making it talk and that kind of stuff. And I was like, look, would you please look? Everyone is trying to sleep. And he said, yo, papa essaie dormir. Ya pièce essaie ri. Si tu as fermé fono, un pataneo. Which means they're not trying to sleep, stupid. They're trying to laugh. And if you would shut down your telephone, you would have already seen that. And then there was that kind of silence that you can only get when you were told off by an 11-year-old with no legs. Facebook status, February 19th, 2010. I think I'm going to stop updating my Facebook for now.